We'll start. Om. 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 Sahana vavatu. Sahanau bhunaktu. Sah Viryam karavavahai. तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। हरिः ॐ श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः। हरिः ॐ। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। जन्माद्यस्य यतोऽन्वयादितरतश्च अर्थेष्वभिज्ञस्वराट् तेने ब्रह्महृदाय आदिकवये मुह्यन्ति यत्सूरयः। तेजो वारिमृदां यथा विनिमयो यत्र त्रिसर्गो मृषा धाम्ना स्वेन सदा निरस्तकुहकम् सत्यं परं धीमहि। सच्चिदानन्दरूपाय विश्वोत्पत्त्यादिहेतवे तापत्रयविनाशाय श्रीकृष्णाय वयं नुमः। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। You will share, Bala, where we stopped. You will have it.
Auntie, please allow me to share.
Oh, sure.
Yashoda sees a vision. You can start from there, right?
We'll start.
Okay. Yashoda sees a vision. One day, the children were all playing in the courtyard in front of the house, and Yashoda was inside busy with some task pertaining to the household. Suddenly, Balarama rushed to her and said, "Mother, mother, Krishna is eating mud by handfuls." She looked at him as though she did not believe it, but the other boys who had come with Balarama nodded their heads and said, "Yes, mother, we saw with our eyes Krishna eating mud." Yashoda rushed up to Krishna and caught hold of him with her left hand. With her right hand raised as though to strike him, she said, "Is there no end to your mischief? Why did you eat mud? I'm going to punish you today." Krishna shook his head and said, "Of course, I did not eat mud. I never eat mud. I hate mud. I hate to eat such stuff." Yashoda said, "But these boys saw you eating mud. This Balarama, your brother, saw you, and they told me you ate mud." "Mother," Krishna said, "they are telling a lie." So this lie, very nicely, Krishna Karnamrita comes, I think, as a conversation. So Krishna is telling Mithya. He doesn't tell lie. It's saying, "Amma, whatever you hear, whatever they say and all is Mithya." That is true, right? So that's the beauty of, Mithya Amba, he says. So they are telling a lie. Try and check if they are speaking the truth. So, inquire. In Tamil, there is a phrase, "Kannal காண்பதும் பொய், காதால் கேட்பதும் பொய், தீர விசாரிப்பதே மெய்." Okay, when I was young, it used to connect in a different way, just for something. But then now, if we put it in the context of our Ramana Bhagavan, Atma Vichara, if you see, what is seen, what is heard, and all is mithya, right? It is poi. It is definitely not true. There is no existence to it. Tira visaripade may inquire what it is. But these boys saw you eating mud. Thus, so now Krishna said they are telling lie. Try and check if they are speaking the truth. Look into my mouth and see if there is any mud there. "Show me your mouth," said Yashoda. And the Lord of Lords, Narayana, who had assumed a human form for the welfare of mankind, Krishna, opened his mouth for his mother to see. She looked, and what she saw there filled her with awe. Inside the sweet mouth of her son, Yashoda saw the entire universe. Moving objects and immovable things. She saw the heavens and the 8 quarters, the mountains and islands and all the 7 oceans that surrounded this earth. She saw the 7 islands which comprised this earth. She saw the Lord of winds, and she saw the celestial world, the abode of Devas, where she discerned the great Agni by name Vadava, I don't know. And she saw the moon and the stars, the 5 elements, fire, earth, water, air, and ether, wherein is placed the earth. She saw the gods who presided over the senses and the Indriyas themselves in their glowing forms. So she's seeing the entire Mithya in the Sat, in Krishna. She saw the mind, Mahat Tattva, Tanmatras, the 3 gunas, Sattva, Rajas, and Tamas. She could perceive the balance of the 3 gunas, which goes by the balance of the 3 gunas, the equilibrium of the 3 gunas, which goes by the name Prakriti. She saw it all. So this Narayana Bhattadri, actually very beautifully, he says, she only wanted to see if there is mud in the mouth. The compassion of the Lord is so high that the devotee is asking if there is only mud, but the Lord is showing everything, not just mud, the entire universe. So beautiful that I just saw that now. Yes, the 6th verse. Yes. Prithivim Nikhilam na Kevalam. So she just wanted to see if there is little bit of Prithvi in your mouth. But what it used, Bhuvananyapyakhilanya didrishaha. And the entire Bhuvana api Akhila, the entire Akhilam, everything you showed. And then all, he lists all the talas, rasal, everything.
This is what comes in that that song, Mooru Jagavu Ninnolage, Neenu Ennolage. All the three worlds are in you, and you are in me. Just like an elephant's image can be captured in a mirror. Like that, all the three worlds are so big, according to our, that infinite universe in a way, and it is all in him and he is in me. Anoraniyana Mahato Mahiyana. He is there in every Anu also, and he is there in the Pindanda, the smallest of the smallest and the biggest of the biggest, the Brahmanda. Even in the Devi Bhagavatam, there is that story which comes to bring this, how they all, when Vishnu, Devi, in the Devi Bhagavatam, Devi is the supreme. So she tells, come, let us go and create. Then Brahma says, I don't know how to create. I don't have the power. So then they travel on a Vahana, and they go through all the 7 lokas as they see. And then the 7 lokas are there in the nail of Devi. They see all the lokas in the toe, big toe nail of Devi. So the Supreme, here it is, of course. So in his mouth, so that expansiveness, it also brings that insignificance in that expansiveness. Like a speck of dust in that spread of the beach. One drop of water in the ocean. How can the whole universe be in his mouth? Prakriti, Mahatattva, the Tanmatras, the Panchabhuta, the 14 lokas, all of these are part of Prakriti, and the Prakriti is him, part of him. Prakriti comes from him and again goes and abides in him. It's not separate from him. It is that one he that shines through all of this as Prakriti. One to many. From our one cell, many cells are formed and this body is formed. From one hunger, so many thoughts are formed. Agriculture, eating, cooking, so many actions are born. Everything is born from him. And abides in him.
We'll continue.
Yeah.
When the Paramatma, and I remember one small little, it came in a WhatsApp message many years back. A son is asking his father, Is God big or small? Because Anuranina, Mato Mahimana, we see. How is he? What is he? So very beautiful. First, the father thinks how to explain. And then, as he's looking, first he sees the expansive sky, and he wanted to say he's like that sky. But then there is a plane that is flying high in the sky. He looks at that and he says, "See that one? How does it look from here? It's very small." Hmm. And then they go to the airport. He takes him to the nearby airport, and near the gate, he asks, "That same plane now you're seeing, how is it?" "It's huge, much bigger than me. It's very big." That is how it is. When we look at when that connection with Bhagwan is so far, somewhere, in some temple, in some kshetra, he's there. You know, only in that, or in somewhere outside he's there, in some, and only there he is. Then it is like that small little, okay, okay, somewhere some connection, but then very small. But the more and more and more we go closer to him, we realize the greatness. He shows his glory. It is not that we realize. He himself shows that glory. Like what Aarti was saying, every hunger is him, every thirst is him, and every tripti that we get by eating is him. That is sukha. The sense pleasures are not actually sukha, but they are actually dukkha. But that tripti, it is given by him only, right? Not every time we eat that tripti is felt. It is only certain times that tripti is felt. Yeah, when we are very thirsty, when we go and drink water, when we go and drink, say, even if some juice they give, we may not want. We will want only water, right? That the tripti, only then it is felt. The juice and all may not give us that. So the closer and closer, and then at one point in time, when that's what is coming here, I think, when it is felt within as our own existence. Bhagavan says, right? The proof that God is there is you are there. That's it. Yes. So that something from within which is seeing, which is talking, that is some great being. We have no idea. Something it is. So that all this, that greatness is probably, shown to Yashoda. It's very close, like a mother. She is now holding him like a child. So the more and more he comes closer, Yashoda Mata, he is showing his glory in various different things. Yeah. Anything?
I was just thinking in Ramayana, Rama never shows anything. He never discloses himself as Bhagwan at all. But here, Krishna, so many forms, he's showing his fullness,
Yeah.
the Purnatva.
And so much of contrast. I think that is how the mind is completely stalled. Like one small little child, so fearful of answering to the mother, no, I didn't eat mud. I hate mud. All that he says, Sridharji, he very beautifully says he says, utterly human being. He is like utterly, that he shows even, that is also divine. Utterly so, and suddenly that he goes into that Paramatmatva to show that. Very nice, beautiful. Just seeing what is there in, if anything, if it is urged they are truthful, then examine my note. So this actually we can take it as, see, this whole sequence also with some mithya. Okay, see, here also it is given. Naham bhakshitavan amba sarve Mithyabhi Shamsinaha. They all are Naham Bhakshitavanamba. I did not eat Amma. Naham Bhakshitavan, right? The eating. Sarve Mithya. Everyone is telling the Mithya. Mithya means which is not true, right? Yadi Satya Giraha Tarhi. If you think, if you want to know the truth, Samaksham Pashyame Mukham. Look at my, with your own eyes, look at my mouth. So first we need to face, right, that mithya and inquire what it is. So beautiful. Shukamuni is the Sri Krishna Uvacha. It's given here like that. Not Sri Bhagavan Uvacha. No, first time. Sri Krishna Uvacha, we don't see in many places in Bhagavatam. Even later, it's all Sri Bhagavan Uvacha, but here it's given Sri Krishna Uvacha. First time. I don't. Maybe it's all there in many places. Then once she faces that mithya, once she is now really seeing, we have to really see, they say, with your own eyes, examine my mouth in order to verify the truth, he says. Yadi satya kiraha tarhi samaksham pashyame mukham. Look at my mouth yourself. It is so. So then, obstructed who had, he opened his mouth. Okay, open the mouth. Yadyevam tarhi, that one all comes, and then so everything. So when we face that and when we inquire, when we see really what it is, then Bhagavan gives the darshan, basically. Yeah, here he is giving, like how he gives Vishwarupa Darshana for Arjuna, here he is giving this entire all this. So here it is said everything. Yeah, she beheld the whole universe, the moving and stationary, everything. The same that heaven, water, fire, tanmatara, everything is there. Yeah. She is also seeing etat vichitram saha jiva kala swabhava karma ashaya linga bedam. Everything, all the different forms. Swabhava jiva kala water. I don't know how he showed out. How he is given all that. And Yashoda was completely dismissed. Dismay was with dismay. She thought, is this a dream or an illusion set up by the Lord? Or is it a delusion of a mind? Or some inborn characteristic divine glory of this very infant of mine? Kim swapna etaduta deva maya. Is it a maya or a swapna? She's wondering. Kimva madiyo bata buddhi mohaha. Has my buddhi suddenly, gone for some delusion? Atho amushyaiva mamarbhakasya yah kaschan aupattika atma yoga. Oh wow, what a beautiful word. See, atma yoga is used here for divine glory. See, these words are Atma Yoga. So Atman is that Bhagwan, everything, right? His power. He's called Yogeshwara, right? The Lord of Yoga. So Atma Yoga. Is it the divine glory of this child? He's asking. Therefore I bow down. Now she is bowing down. He, that Lord alone is my refuge. Now she has become that. Now they say now she has started glorifying Krishna. Oh, so I bow down to that ultimate Brahman, which is most difficult to comprehend. So now Yashoda is glorifying Krishna. He, that Lord alone is my refuge. Patiresha me suto. My, by whose Maya has been generated in me this notion that I am Yashoda, the wife of Nanda, the Lord of Vraja, the sole mistress of his entire fortune, and he my husband, that this child, Sri Krishna, is my son, and that the cowherds and the cowherdesses of Vraja, as well as the cattle wealth, and so on, are mine. So Yashoda is telling, oh, that Lord alone is my refuge, by whose Maya? This notion that I am Yashoda, wife of Nanda, queen of what is this, Vraja, and then mother of this child, All this are mine, the cattle, the wealth, and all has come by his Maya. So this is what she is declaring, Yashoda. Who had thus realized the truth that Almighty Sri Krishna cast his divine charm in the form. So now see, the moment Yashoda realizes the truth and she declares like that, then immediately Krishna smiles at Yashoda. Then that Vatsalya comes. He blinds. That is what he says. Itham vidit tattva mayam gopikayam sa ishwaraha. That Gopika has now realized the tattva and the power of Bhagavan as that Maya. And he is the Ishwara. Vaishnavim vyatanon mayam putra sneha mayim vibhuhu. That Vibhu brought in that putra sneha in Yashoda, and immediately he lies down on Yashoda's lap and starts drinking milk. Now everything disappears to Yashoda. Once again, she regarded Sri Hari, whose glory is being celebrated by the three Vedas as well as by the Upanishads, even by the Sankhya and the Yoga of the philosophy, and even so by the Vaishnava scriptures, as her own son. Traya Chopanishad Vishcha Sankhya Yogaischa Satvataihi Upagiyamana Mahatmyam Harim Samanya Tatmaja. Now, after Hari started drinking milk from her, that great Paramatma, now she thought that Hari as, not that Hari, the child as a Samanya son of hers. And they say, right, all these, see, she realized the truth is the word of Shukamuni here. Tattva, what did come here? Vidita Tattva. Vidita Tattva. So Yashoda, so somewhere that realization of truth is there in her. Once that is given, it is there. Yeah, such visions it stays. But as of now, some screen is there. Yeah? And it will go. So there is absolutely no, what do you say, Vasana covering, the Jiva covering, all those and all is not at all applicable for Yashoda, Gopikas, right? It is all just the play of Krishna. Yeah? They are in truth only. When needed, they are put like that. Even that, they are in complete bliss. There's absolutely no Vasana covering. We can no, what do you say that? What is that? Why it's not coming for me?
Avidyava. Mayava.
Enna peru?
Mayava.
Illappa, the superimposition and what is the other one? Adhyasam and Vikshepava. Illa.
Oh, yeah.
Something.
Avaranam.
So that's what. Absolutely, we cannot say all that is not applicable for them. Because it is he who has shown, they are realized and they are in that state only, always. And he himself just brings that Vatsalyata in them and make them think like that. That's all. And that also they are okay. Isn't it? No, so where is the avarana? Very good. Yeah.
It's beautifully told even here. But when the Jivatma moves away from the other, that is from the Paramatma, there is an imbalance. In the state of equilibrium which had been holding them so far, and there is a movement in the state of the gunas. The moment when the Jivatma and Paramatma are one with each other, there is no disturbance in the equilibrium of the three gunas. The moment the Jivatma turns outwards, then the state of equilibrium changes. There is movement in the gunas. And Kala comes in, space and time, when the time has come, the Swabhava of the Jivatma causes the involvement of the Atman in the world, and the manifestation of the world itself is a result of this imbalance. So that way, when we say Jagat, when this Jagat Mithya, when we say this whole Jagat is our subjective there is a subjective, it's a subjective reality only. The Jagat, if that self, that consciousness, that Bhagwan is not shining through, there's no Jagat at all for us. This whole Jagat itself is, when one turns away from Bhagwan, then Jagat seems real. When one is with Bhagwan, Jagat is only Mithya. It's only a delusion. It falls off. All its pull just falls off. Yashoda saw all this, and she saw the birth of the universe, and a strange sight. She saw the Gokula, and there she saw herself looking inside the open mouth of her little son. I don't know, that video is there, no? I don't know how many of us have watched. From the eyes, there'll be one lady lying down.
Yeah.
And they will zoom out from her eyes. They'll see, it'll go beyond Earth, beyond the Milky Way, beyond the universe, beyond, and then it will go down inside and through the eyes, and then it will go inside also. There's this nucleus and neutron, proton and electrons all going, and it will go inside. It is looking just like it looked when we moved out, right? So that is how she's seeing herself looking inside the open mouth in Gokula, inside that whole thing. So what a beautiful sight.
It was very nice, actually. Okay, that is more of a fact. But even those are wonders, no? Balvihar children, many years back, there is I think it must be there on the net, some video only. The birth and death of the star, someone had put it, how beautiful. You've seen that, no, Aarti? And the birth and death of a cell. The images are very similar.
Lots of like that. If you see a leafless tree, the branches, and that to a tree, that leafless tree will look exactly like the what is that, bronchioles, bronchioles, and all
the
those,
lungs,
inside the lungs. It will look
It
exactly like that.
is that golden ratio, no?
That yatha brahmanda tata pindanda, only everywhere it is like that fractal.
Yeah.
Like the temple, some temple architectures, especially Nagara architecture, you will see fractals. Fractal is like, if you see a broccoli, the full broccoli has the same taste, same color, same composition as that of the tiny broccoli florets. The whole flower has the same essence as that of the tiny floret. Like that, the ocean has, and the essence of the ocean and the essence of every single drop in the ocean is the same. Like that, every single unit in this universe, in this Prakriti, is the same in some way. When you start noticing if you look at our walnut, it will look so much exactly like the brain. The tree gives oxygen and takes in. Similarly, the lungs are the ones that are necessary for our, involved in the respiratory system. And they also look just the same. It's just amazing when we go into these details.
Yeah.
Even though what we see through our senses is very deceptive, but that deception is also talking the same beauty, though it is observing there is so much beauty when we look at it.
No, when it is seen, that's what Krishna says here, right? When it is seen with that eye of whatever,
Jnana chakshu.
Then only these things also actually show themselves. Otherwise, we don't see.
With the
I may
naked.
look at a cauliflower and tell I don't like it. That is where it is ignorant based seeing, isn't it? Ayo, I don't like the smell, I don't whatever. But you cut that and you are able to see that, he shows. It's a wonder to see that. Mm.
There was somebody who forwarded me this news recently. There's Elon Musk, very popular guy. He has come up with some neural network, optical network, where they are now telling that the eyes are not the ones that are seeing. Okay, now they are telling it is not, we think these eyes are the seeing. He is telling this everything, even the dream you are seeing. So that is the mind seeing actually. All the seeing is happening in the mind, and these eyes are actually a limited equipment. And we are able to see only few things. Okay, he is limiting it, not even all senses. Eyes only they are looking at right now. Okay. And the eyes are very limited. They don't show you infrared rays, microwave waves. All these are there, but we are not able to see them. It is only showing us, it is limiting what we are seeing. So they are coming up with a optical neural network system through which when you wear those like glasses or something like that, you will be able to see beyond the limitations of your eyes.
Who wants?
Who wa- But that is how they are now working, right? But I'm just saying,
Oh my
they are
God.
now gone. Now you will be able to see everything
Yeah.
beyond the limitations of your eyes. God knows what will happen with that, though.
See, this intelligence is so beautiful. That is also his vibhuti only. But it is just
But who
directed
is revealing
outwards.
these things to you? That question is not being asked.
Ah, it is just directed outwards. That's the thing. And what do I get? Swami very beautifully says in a very humorous way also. But first he says in a very good tattva way. They say, okay, Einstein, he found that apple. Why did it fall was the question. Why, how? These two are the questions of science, the outward mind. If you want to turn the inward, these questions, only who is the question. Only who or what. Either who, what. So he says, why why did the apple fall? I always wonder, எப்படி அவருக்கு அந்த question வந்தது? If, why he did not get, he could have, if he had got the question, who is seeing the apple fall? Then
Yeah,
we don't
our
have to
science is
study so
stuck
much in
in
science.
why.
Huh?
Modern science is stuck in why.
Why? And he, as usual, he says, if he had asked that question, who is seeing this apple fall? We wouldn't have so many science books and so many things to study. 12 years of wastage, Swami says in that. And why did the apple fall? The boys in the school would say it is. If he had come to Kerala, some coconut would have fallen. Then, or if he had fallen on his head, then nothing like this would have come. you know, like that. It is all okay. The jokes apart, such a wonderful intelligence. It is also the
There
power
is
of
a
Bhagavan.
seeking, there is a curiosity. It is
Mm.
wonderful, but it is all being directed only outwards. And
Yeah.
what are they doing? If you really look at it, whatever they are discovering or inventing, they can take a lot of credit for inventing. But
Mm.
it is like when we even started reading the Bhagavatam in the beginning, if we will see when Parikshit asked the question of creation, then Sukhamuni talks about two levels of creation, the Sarga and the Visarga.
Mm.
First, there is a subtle manifestation,
Mm.
and that subtle manifestation has come from Narayana himself. And then through the Panchikarana and all that, then a gross manifestation, only during the gross manifestation, Brahma is involved. So Brahma is using an existing knowledge. The knowledge is already there as Saraswati now. Because the first time the creation has come, the manifestation has happened from Narayana. Saraswati is that knowledge, now that it is out already, and Brahma uses that knowledge to again. So whatever these people are doing, they are not doing anything new. They are mimicking whatever is there in the universe already. And then they will say, we have created, we have done this, we have done that, whatever, and all that. But basically, it is using the components of the universe already, the knowledge of the universe. It is just being rediscovered, nothing new. This is also something like a Brahma word, Brahma job only. That's why we don't pray to Brahma.
But in Bhagavatam, Brahma is bestowed in after Chatushloki. Narayana says, you will not get caught into a ship. Brahma says, please give me that. Then creation. Yeah. So, but problem is we mortal souls are caught up into a ship. That is the damage it causes. By claiming that I have done something, I have designed something, the damage is doership and the ahankara is very high. It is fattened, name and fame. Then there is no peace. Then we are moving away from that equilibrium. More and more we are away from it. More suffering, that's all, nothing else. And then after some time, we realize and come back. That's all, whatever. So if we don't want that, then even like what Aarti was saying, see, this Bhagavatam is showing us that parampara also. Even Shukamuni, even Sri Bhagavan Krishna, when he is giving Upadesha, he says, yes, the same question was asked. My ancestor, even in Bhagavad Gita, he says the same was again, given by Surya, right? To the so basically, everybody, they don't say now I'm going to tell something new which I found. That is not our so if someone says that, we need to just move away from it. It cannot be, nothing is original. Yeah, it is all Bhagavan, Narayana only.
That is possessing, no?
Huh?
That is possessing.
Yeah.
Possessing of that which is not mine.
Not mine. So that is going to bring in lot of, if I follow that, then I also get caught in the same thing. Yeah. So
See, when you go after all of this, is this really bringing peace of mind?
yeah, that's
That
all.
curiosity, that curiosity, that seeking, that exploration somewhere should bring you closer to your real nature. It should bring contentment, peace somewhere. But we know how, what is that person's name? How he went to that curiosity, he created the Oppenheimer. It was very scientific. Again, it comes to the person who uses anything in the world. So that is the thing. Anything you create in the world can be used for good or good. So the Sadhguru will say, even this technology, AI, all the negative people are using it. Let us use it positively also. Let us, and grow that. That is how. So that is how it says. But the important question for us always is, who is behind all of this? Who is revealing everything to me? That one single question nobody is asking in their scientific quest.
But when the somewhere maybe their purva samskaras, there are many we hear also, no? Very successful scientists who have completely turned.
Yeah.
When it is so material oriented, pure, when we are, that's what, the more and more we go away, I think, even in Bhagavad Gita it comes, right? So sometimes we just move away so much. Maybe that magnet, from the magnetic field, we move away, and maybe, the getting the qualities of a plastic also, who knows? So we cannot come back. But there are many who turn, that becomes one,
Yeah.
turning point also for many.
At that high level of intellect, they'll keep going, and then just one little spark, if it makes them turn, no, they will attain that. It will catch like a camphor.
Because that Shraddha Shakti is there.
That
Saraswati is manifested
concentration.
as that Shraddha there.
That Vyavasayatmika buddhi is there, no? So that will also come in this curiosity once the spark is there.
Yes. That's the thing, All of us have actually. It's just that we need to see, is it spread everywhere or is it focused on something? What is it focused on?
Bahushakha or
Ekeha
Kurunandana. That, how is it?
Yes.
That has to be. Okay.
Yeah, see, can this be a dream? And she told herself, no, it's not a dream. I'm wide awake. This indeed is the Maya of Lord Narayana. If it is so, then everyone must have seen this. Is it an illusion-born image, like the image of myself which I see in the mirror? But then, how can my son Krishna also be seen by me in this picture? How can one see the mirror also in the picture caused by reflection in the mirror? Is it then some power possessed by my child? So she speculated with wonderment writ on her face. She then said, I salute. This is what we saw. She then said, I salute that state which is beyond the comprehension of the mind, of actions, and of words. See, the moment we realize that moment of realization that I am nothing, I know nothing. That is then that is something which is missed, which is there actually, but it is missed because of just my separate existence, my separate assumed existence. This whole thing is missed. It's just here, that one, that whatever that is missed. So the moment it shows in itself, and immediately what happens, there is this complete surrender. It just flows, right? That it's not like a thought thing. Right? All these comes and then, oh, I can't understand, but something. So I salute that state which is beyond the comprehension of the mind, of actions, and of words. It is the basis, the essential factor of this universe. What did she say in this? Me gatihi. I see. Not here. I bow down to that ultimate. This is what. Pranatasmi tat padam. Oh. Atho yathavanna vitarka gocharam. So which cannot be caught by vitarka. Our own intellectual understandings, which cannot be reached. Cheto manah karma vacho biranjasa. Cannot be very easily reached by cheta, mana, karma, bhak. Cannot be. But what is it? Yat ashrayam yena yataf pratiyate sudur vibhavyam pranatasmi tat padam. Something to that I salute. I salute that state. Tat padam, here the author has put it as that state. Can take it as state or that abode. That whatever, tat padam. Sudur vibhavyam, which is beyond any bhava, which is beyond any imagination, beyond the comprehension of the mind, of actions, and of words. It is the basis, the essential factor of this universe. That is yad ashrayam. For that, she's given this. This entire world and other worlds. The Krishna, this 10th chapter is called Ashraya. It has the name Ashraya. This is what we take ashraya, sheltering. This is ashraya. 11th is moksha. So 10th is ashraya. So I don't know if it is moksha or mukti. Not sure. So this entire world and other worlds shine with life and glory because of this state, this padam. This padam. Don't take it as state. Padam, that's all. This entire world and other worlds, just take it as padam. It will shine forth in you. And other worlds shine with life and it is enlivened by that padam only. This universe unfolds itself because of the movement. In that achalatva, there is a chanchala. That Shakti moves in that achala. In that achala, that Shakti moves. That Lord has caused in me the Maya, which makes me think that I am an entity by name Yashoda. So her realization is there. That's what she says, no? Aham mamasau patiresha me sudha. That's what we saw here. So that I have a husband Nanda. This is my son. I am the queen of Gokula and I am the mistress of all the people in Gokula. See, when she's telling this, she's separate from all these. Right? So beautiful. Now my Maya here means the delusion that she's talking about is now apparent to me and I prostrate before the Lord who is cause of all this Maya. He is the Mayapati. This body mind is the Maya Dasa. That Lord has given us that capability within that can transcend this body mind Maya and see that freedom within. That's what here we saw, no? That what is that song? That where the elephant image is seen in the mirror.
ಮೂರು ಲೋಕವು ನಿನ್ನೊಳಗೆ ನೀನು ಎನ್ನೊಳಗೆ. So if you just this last line and the beginning, we correlate them. Now look at Yashoda. Now Yashoda is looking and all she can see everywhere all the time, Yashoda can see only Krishna. And in that Krishna's mouth, she is seeing herself and recognizing the Maya. That Krishna is the reality, Maya is there. And as part of that Maya, she is there in that Gokula, thinking, I am Krishna is my son, my husband is Nanda, I am the mistress of the people. So if we look at this, we are that. Now here, Yashoda has become the witness. The Sakshi seeing everything as Krishna, everything as. So when you become the witness, you become nothing but Krishna. And then you are seeing Krishna everywhere. And then you are able to separate the Mithya from the Satya. Like a stage, when you become that witness and you observe everything like, like a stage, visualize whatever is happening. When there is anything that is happening in the house, you become the witness and you are also a person playing the role. Everybody is playing a role. There is a situation and you are a witness of that situation, of that event. Play a role play, you are observing the role play. That separation, becoming the Sakshi. As the Sakshi, witnessing everything that is happening, then there is so much clarity. Or it is something like that Janaka Maharaj story, right? when he had that dream.
Yeah.
Janaka Maharaj has this dream, and then when he, in that dream, some people are chasing him. He is being, ousted as a king. He is being chased, and then his army fights, but the army loses, and only he is there. He runs away on his horse. The people are following him, and he is going on his horse so far that he leaves the kingdom, and he goes to the next kingdom, and the horse is also very tired, and it. Something happens, and then he doesn't know what to do. He's walking, he's thirsty, he's tired. He sees outside a temple, some people are giving somebody is giving some anadana food. He stands in the line by but by the time he gets there, there is all the rice is over. So then that person says, okay, there's only some kanji which is there at the bottom. They give him that kanji. He takes that kanji in one little katora, but that katori is also, then a bird comes and topples it. He doesn't, he's so hungry, there is so much suffering, and he's not getting, and suddenly he wakes up. And then in a moment he says, was that a dream? Or is this the dream?
Ye sach? Yeah, wo
Is
sach.
such? Yeah, wo such. That's a dream, or is this a dream? Everything, our dream world, everything is happening in our mind. Whatever we have, in the moment that Paramatma and Jivatma are that experiencer and experienced, as long as they are one, we are in yoga. The moment it moves away and turns outwards, it is all mithya. What I am seeing is mithya. What I am seeing in my sleep is mithya. What I am seeing in my Jagrata Avastha is mithya. That is what is shown in that Ramayana also, right? As the symbolism of Ramayana, where as long as Sita is with Rama, Jivatma, Paramatma, they are one total happiness. She says, wherever Rama is, that is Ayodhya for me. Which means even in the forest, it doesn't matter. She is with that Paramatma, then there is total joy. The moment it turned outwards towards that golden deer, Maya comes in. That Marich, very nice, no? He's a Mayavi, right? That it's a Maya Mrig in that way to bring that. And then he comes and captures. So then the moment it is turned outwards, we've had it. The senses, this, everything comes and captures. And then you have to go through your tapasasya until he will come and take you back with him. Isn't it?
That Janaka Maharaj story. So morning he wakes up and he's in that mid state, neither fully awake nor in that. So that's why, the confusion still persists in the mind. And the best part is he's actually in the witness state. He is actually
both are appearing mithya
it is
to him.
not the
Both are appearing
right?
mithya to him.
Yeah. So it's beyond that. It's beyond. He's not Janaka anymore, or he's not that begging person in the dream. Yeah, he's something else. That inner, that higher bird, as Upanishads say, right? There are two birds sitting in the tree. The higher bird, which is there, such a shining forth, which illumines the another lower bird. The lower bird goes around eating all fruits. As long as it is sweet fruits, it goes down, down, down. The moment it gets a bitter fruit, it looks up and then it comes closer to the higher bird. So this is the thing it plays. And then at one point in time, there are so many bitter fruits for the lower bird that it just moves towards the closer it goes to the higher bird. It is, Swami Vivekananda in one book, Swami has put that it admires it. The more and more closer it goes to the higher bird, the lower bird starts admiring the state of the higher bird. Tat padam. Yeah, that padam, it starts admiring, looking at the foliage of that bird. This one, is not so, but then it looks at the joy of that bird, the bliss in which that bird is. Yeah, it becomes a wonder for that bird, and it goes closer and closer. It is slowly forgetting the fruits that are offered in the tree. Yeah, it goes closer and closer, 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 and as it gets closer, it is burnt. It is just burnt by just the presence of that higher bird, only to know it never existed as a separate entity. Yeah. So that is what Janaka Maharaja there is in that higher bird. Yeah. He has forgot. He's not identifying as that waker Janaka or as the dreamer, some other beggar. So he's now in that padam. So at that time, the story goes like, but he has not recognized it. To recognize that, a guru is needed, right? So Ashtavakra comes there. He comes there and he's being called, I think, maybe, I don't know. He comes there and then he asks. That confusion is because we don't know what it is. It is something very new, right? We are not used to that kind of a. So Janaka is now looking at that confusion, that mid state. He has not recognized what it is. So he's asking, ye sach ya wo sach? So Ashtavakra says, ye bhi sach nahi, wo bhi sach nahi, tum sach ho. So that being, which is there as a witness of the waking, of the dream, and of the deep sleep, is the true being. You all are that. We have forgotten, and we are now in this. But this bhakti, all this takes us closer and closer and closer to that, higher bird, which is not somewhere in the tree. It is very much within each one of us. So here, that's what Atma Yoga is the word, right, which we saw. So is it the Atma Yoga of my son? The moment that comes, the very next sloka, Yashoda bows down. So it is very beautiful. It is like, the vision, all the visions or the great spiritual experiences that people talk about, the purpose of all that, is to know that there is something beyond all this. Is to detach from this small. So that vision, this vision that is given by Narayana, has made Yashoda to recognize her true being. She is seeing Yashoda as a separate entity, as a dream person there. So she's saying, oh, because of, delusion, I thought I am this Yashoda. I have a husband. I am not all this. I am that pure. That she's not saying, but then that is what it is, right? So, it's very beautiful. The vision, the purpose of vision is that. To recognize the divine within. If something outward is shown, when the divine within is recognized, or at least know that all these are mithya, clearly, that realization, then that is a vibhuti, we say, right? It's one vibhuti. Yeah. Please continue. Or if you have anything else.
When he saw his mother in this condition, Krishna brought to bear on her the great Vishnu Maya, which goes by the name Putra Sneha, meaning love for one's child. Yashoda had once forgot all the words which she had spoken till then. All the realization of the truth of the Brahman left her. She shook herself as if from a trance, and once again she was caught up in the web of Maya. She did not even remember what had happened. It was like a dream which is entirely forgotten. The absolute truth, the Paramatma, who is called Indra, to those who perform the yagas by name Rik, Yajus, and Sama, the Karma Kanda is comprised of these rites, who is called the Brahman by the Upanishads. That is, the absolute reality to whom Indra and all of those perform their rituals is called Brahman in the Upanishads. Vedanta, the ultimate knowledge of the Vedas, is called the Upanishads, who is called by the name of Purusha by the Sankhya philosophers, who is called the Paramatma by the yogis. That Paramatma was to Yashoda, her son, and a mischievous son who had to be punished off and on for his pranks, who had a long string of thefts to his credit.
That's the shloka, the last one, very beautifully she has. This is like that Yam Brahma Varunendra Rudra Mardaha, no? Like that. That glorious Lord who is worshipped by the Karmakanda Vedas, who is the goal of all the Devatas, and who is sought as Purusha by the Sankhya Yogas, as Paramatma by yogis. Yeah? That Lord is just Yashoda's son. That's the Lord's Maya, right? So from this we know that every thought that comes in the mind is also his play, right? We can't even claim I had a dream. Some dream came.
And even when he says, no, the theft to his credit, all that theft is taking away that
Discredit.
Shiva and to him.
Yeah.
That pure churned butter, pulling them into his fold. Nice vision.
There is one Akshara Manamali song like this, no? Where he says, you have so many bhaktas. Is that? Don't remember. Not remembering. So many who have lost themselves, who have dissolved themselves in you, you have them to your credit. Something like that he says actually in Arunachalara Akshara Manamalai. I'm not getting that line. It's very beautiful. If he brings that, if he gives that memory, then we can. It's a very beautiful line. It's not Kodiyitadiyare Kodoni Katti. மெல்லியர் சேர்ந்து நீ மேன்மையுற்றனை என் அருணாச்சலம். Only மெல்லியர் சேர்ந்து நீ மேன்மையுற்றனை. I'm getting மெல்லியர் means those who have become very thin.
The ego's thinning, absolute thinning of the ego.
You have taken them to your credit. மேன்மையுற்றனை, you have flourished. Taking them in you. That.
When the ego thins, the self shines. Bhagavan shines.
Do we just read the question and stop, or do we stop here?
We will stay with the question. King Parikshit, who was listening to the story, intently said, what an amount of punya the Nandas must have accumulated to have the good fortune great good fortune of calling him their child. Devaki and Vasudeva did not have the luck. Gods like Brahma but sing the praises of the Lord. They are not as fortunate as this cowherd couple who had him all for themselves. Yashoda, the most fortunate of women whose breast fed the Lord Narayana. Tell me, my Lord, how did it happen that Narayana chose these two to receive their great honor? Beautiful question. We'll see this next week, I think. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadhaya Purnameva Vashishyate Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah Sarve Santu Niramayah Sarve Bhadrani Pashyanto Ma Kaschid Dukkhabad Bhavet Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om.
Thank you.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
that is
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Hari Om.